Hey, Shank, and this is a podcast from the SNN broadcast. I'm here with my good friend, Keegan Cunningham. Can you say hello?
Yes, my name is Keegan Cunningham, and I will also be here today to be on this podcast episode.
This podcast episode is focusing on a particular animated film that I'm pretty sure almost everybody who should be listening into this have heard. A little thing that we like to call Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, also known as just Puss in Boots 2.
Yeah, the movie came out what do you think, about 3 weeks back?
Yeah, I think sometime during late last year, in December.
Oh wait, yeah. And it completely just blew all expectations out of the water. I'm sure not many people were expecting a bad film, but they weren't expecting it to be as great as it was.
Yeah, especially when you have films like Boss Baby who came before it. I don't know. At first I thought it was just gonna be another flop, you know. I thought that we might have this era of straight Disney DreamWorks misses. I almost said Disney there. But I thought we was gonna have this era of straight DreamWorks misses because it was just straight bad movies from DreamWorks. So Puss in Boots was a nice refresher of what came to be, you know, a nice animated movie refresher. And I felt like that it really should have been in the top 10, because it's not even in the top 10 movies right now. You know?
It isn't?
No, it's not. It's not
Oh
in the
yeah,
top
I
10
heard it's not doing too great at the box office.
at all.
Yeah.
And that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You gotta buy this movie, you gotta rent this movie, do it on fucking, you know, do it on fucking, oh my god, I said a curse word.
Oh my god. 2 times. Okay,
We
I
gotta
guess
bleep those out.
Yeah, we
bleep
can
those
just edit
okay.
that out. Okay.
So just do it on buy it and rent it on YouTube. You know, don't watch it piracy. Don't pirate it.
Yes, we do encourage you to actually give money towards the movie because it definitely needs it, and we can't let all the creative movie ideas and movies that actually push the medium forward fizzle out and just get endless avatars ways of the water.
Exactly. Because this movie actually is super high tier. It goes from the animation to the music to the story. They actually found out how to accurately, portray panic attacks, and not many animated movies does that. Do that correctly recently. Velma tried doing it and they flopped it. They tried doing a panic attack and they flopped it by making Velma an asshole. So I did it again. So
Oh my God.
It's crazy how Puss in Boots was able to do this so smoothly and make it not just a movie for kids, but also a movie for young adults, older adults, man, even grandparents. It's such a great movie
Yeah,
for all
really anyone
ages.
who can relate to the message. Also, it's going to be hard to discuss much about this movie, so without giving away major plot points, so I'm just going to say spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it, go see it right now. What are you doing with your life? Seriously.
Honestly.
I assure you it's worth it. I've already seen it twice, and I'm trying to see it a third time.
So, Puss in Boots, it goes. The way the story is Puss in Boots is on his last life because he wasted his 8 past lives doing things because he's, this whole macho man, this whole Puss in Boots identity guy. And, he tries, to try to waste his life again because he is the Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots doesn't walk away from a challenge. And that's the whole, message that you can't just waste away your life. Enjoy it while you still can. And it really, shows that with characters that really, portray different aspects of life. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, they teach the viewer about how family is, the only thing that can be close to you, and that should be your only thing that you want to have a goal towards, because Goldilocks, she was trying to have a wish to have the perfect family, but later in the movie she found out that the perfect family was with her, the Three Bears. And Death.
Ooh. Yeah, what are your thoughts of Death?
Death, he's such a cool character, Death, he voiced by amazing talent. Death was a real, DreamWorks villain, he's like Kai from Kung Fu Panda, or he's like
Shen.
Yeah,
from
Shen
Kung Fu Panda
from
2.
Kung Fu Panda, or he's like
Tai Lung from
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. I feel like, oh my god, this movie is because for a while there, DreamWorks had me going. I was concerned, because Bad Guys came out, and that movie was pretty good. Like, it was harmless. It wasn't anything particularly great, but it was pretty solid.
Right, it was pretty good. You know what I mean? It's just like a nice little throwback to your children's books that you probably read during first grade or something. You know, it was a nice little thing to try to piggyback off the Spider-Verse animation type of thing.
Yeah,
you know,
but
I messed with it.
But Puss in Boots 2, like, it ripped me straight back to those glory days of, like, back when DreamWorks was, like, a great alternative to Disney and Pixar. Like, they were putting out bangers, like the Kung Fu Panda series, How to Train Your Dragon, Megamind, like, Shrek even.
Until the third movie came out.
Hey, we don't talk about that one.
Third movie? What third movie?
Exactly.
But yeah, DreamWorks, because, you know, DreamWorks is made up of a bunch of old Disney workers who, you know, didn't find their place at Disney and decided to go into DreamWorks to do other projects because Disney wasn't letting them have that creative freedom. So DreamWorks being able to do whatever they want, you know, without having that restraint on them, they let that be able to cast on a message to all ages and not just little children, you know?
Yeah.
Because Disney, they're censoring Bluey. Bluey is a children's show. How do you censor a show for babies for an age range of 0 to 5? How do you censor a show? But DreamWorks, you know, they have no barrier really, and they keep pushing themselves up and higher and higher and higher, and I really like that about DreamWorks.
Yeah, like, the movie did surprise me, because, one, it was, I don't know if you agree with me here, but it was a lot darker, more serious than I thought it would be.
Right, a lot darker.
Like, especially with the themes revolving around death, like, for a kid's movie, and they portrayed it so excellently with Puss having a panic attack. Like, that scene was, like, so emotional to watch.
And let me talk about Big Jack for a second. Big
Jack Horner.
Voiced by John Mulaney, who you may know as Andrew from Big Mouth or Spider-Pig from the Spider-Verse. He voices a character named Big Jack, and he's just straight pure evil. He hates the idea of redemption arcs and everything. He's evil just for the sake of being evil. He is just an antagonist, and that's it. That's all there is to it. He's a bad guy because he wants to be a bad guy. He's had everything given to him and everything, and he has no sad backstory. He just wants to be a bad guy, and I find that funny. John Mulaney really portrays that type of character really, you know, hilarious because of his lines, his deliveries. Amazing to me, you know.
Yeah,
I like that.
John Mulaney did an excellent voice performance.
An amazing voice performance, I would say.
Yeah, but I'm just so impressed with how the movie was able to balance all its villains and kind of give us 3 villain archetypes. One, you have Big Jack Horner.
Right.
Just straight up evil. On the other hand, you have the more sympathetic Goldilocks and the Three Bears, where she's trying to find her true family, but turns out found family who actually cares about you is better than biological family who threw you in a dumpster.
Right.
And then you have Death, who's kind of an anti-hero, trying to get Puss to kind of value his lives more, really strike the fear of God into him, which he does successfully.
Yeah, but you know, Death really got put into a controversial state when the movie came out too, because some people thought Death did a good job, while other people thought that Death was, you know, just a bad guy, since he, despite doing his job, was cheating doing his job. Because Death's job is to just take the souls. You know, he's not supposed to kill people that are still alive. Death was trying to do that, you know, and he, you know, really showed that he made a mistake of, quote unquote, playing with his food because he didn't want Puss in Boots to stop fearing him and stuff like that. So, you know, and he's really in a controversial spot, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, I really like the Death character. He's really cool, really dark. He's not too edgy, you know, he really strikes fear into other people with that whistle.
Yeah, the whistle, like, actually sends shivers down your spine. The audio design, the character design, the animation, how, like, the frame rate drops when he's around. The little Easter egg that he never blinks in any of his scenes.
I'm not gonna lie. The frame rate drop always catches me off guard, but I don't like that though. Like, that's probably the only animation flaw I have about the movie.
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't like how it just randomly drops from 24 to 12, you know. I would rather it just be animated either just on 2s or just straight up 24. The way it just drops in and out, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I rather
well,
like
Spider-Verse did the same thing too.
Did they?
Yeah, with the dropping in frame rates. And in this movie, they said they did it for like in the giant fight sequence, the frame rate's a little cleaner, you know, when he's fighting the giant, because he's more confident in himself. Like, this is just another day. But anytime he fights death, the frame rate like drops significantly, and like everything's kind of slower and more like, I don't want to say like a horror movie, but kind of more like staticky, like. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, that was the reason for doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. It really always just catches me off guard. It's like unpleasing to my eye, in my opinion. You know, just having that it be a nice consistent frame rate, and then all of a sudden it just. And I'm like, dang, where'd that come from? And it happens every time they're having a fight. I was like, dang, you might as well just animate it on 2s or 3s even, you know. But you know, besides that, the story is amazing. You know, the message they're trying to give, that you can't just always run away from death. You always have to, you know, embrace it. There's no reason to fear it. You have to embrace yourself and look forward to more possibilities. Make sure that you value your life like it's your last, you know?
Yeah, and be sure not to spend your life fearing death, because as the movie shows, that can severely affect you and the people around you.
Definitely, especially with, like I said, the aforementioned panic attack that he has. The way they portray the panic attack is just so good, you know.
And relatable if you've ever struggled with anything existential like that,
right.
Which is insane for a kids movie.
So like the movie is funny, but at the same time serious. It doesn't take itself too serious though. It's well animated, but at the same time it has a cartoonish, you know, style that doesn't go way too cartoony. You know, it's a cartoonish style that can be enjoyed by people of all age ranges.
Yeah.
And like the music score is really well done. You know, I really like all of the music. That's Whistle, like I said, it's a very nice. Well, it shivers down somebody's spine, so that sound design is really well. You know, DreamWorks really outdone themselves with this movie, and it really sucks to see that it's not even in the top 10 movies of the year.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but like it's just great to see. Like, I don't know, this movie made up my mind and made me feel like DreamWorks villains be better than Disney villains.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All the DreamWorks villains are better. Like the bad guy from How to Train Your Dragon 2 that was being able to control the wildebeest.
Yeah.
He was awesome. Like I said, the Kung Fu Panda guys was awesome.
The guy from How to Train Your Dragon 3 2 was pretty good, because that was like an anti-hiccup, but done in a non-corny way.
Right, and even what's his name?
Oh, Titan from Megamind. He's actually good though.
We don't talk about Titan.
Hey, he's good, because he's like an r/nice guy. Movie was ahead of his time.
I was gonna say like the villains from DreamWorks' 2D animated films, like what's the Rose El Dorado? I feel
and Prince of Egypt.
And Prince of Egypt. Yeah, definitely Prince
Ramses
of Egypt.
was really good.
Ramses was awesome.
Yeah.
I mess with that. So like, DreamWorks' villains was always well written and stuff like that.
Yeah, but Death really just takes the cake by like striking that factor of not trying to be too edgy, not making the teens in the crowd cringe, but still like managing to convey terror.
Right. And everybody agrees that it's a 9 out of 10. Shoot, even IGN gives it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And IGN barely gives anything past 7s, so that's, you know, saying something. You know, everybody agrees that this is an animated masterpiece, that this movie is something that you should go out and watch, like, right now. If you didn't watch it and you went past the spoiler warning, bro, I don't know what you're doing, bro.
What were you thinking, man?
Stop listening and go watch the movie. It's on YouTube, on Buy and Rent.
And please don't pirate it, man. Come on, like.
And don't pirate it. Don't be like me, bro. I pirated the movie
because I.
Yes, bro. It wasn't on YouTube at the time.
God.
And I wasn't finna go to any theaters, so I had to pirate it. I'm not gonna lie. Don't be like me.
Don't be like James.
Support the creators. Pirate Velma instead.
Pirate Velma. We support that.
We support pirating Velma. But yeah, that's that Spartan. That's Spartan. That's the Spartan speaks, I guess.
Yep.
That's what's good in the hood. Good in the wood.
Oh wait, the Easter egg at the start of the film.
Oh yeah, the Easter egg. So, I've seen an Easter egg, right? There's an Easter egg in the start of the film where you will see Death looming around in the first like 15 minutes when he fights the giant. Puss in Boots when he fights the giant. you in the crowd you will see death because that is when Puss in Boots loses his 8th life. So that Easter egg, that single Easter egg, kind of gives the whole gives out a whole message that death is always there in the movie.
Always watching.
Always watching. He's even there for this. There's this does death scene count when Puss in Boots trying to remember all of his deaths, and each of the cards has death in it in a way. You know? Yeah, in each of the corners you can see an outline of death.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he's there for every death, and he shows that by even marking his what do you call them? What would you call the weapons? I was gonna call them
Sights?
They're not sights. I was gonna call them whatever they're called. They're
Yeah,
not
they're kind of like sights.
What you think?
They just don't have They just don't have a staff.
Yeah,
They're just the blade part.
Still wouldn't call them scythes, because they're different from how a scythe is designed.
I mean, yeah, but
And even then, there's a word for a split scythe anyway.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, because there's a weapon with a little split scythe with the whole chain at the end of the thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole weapon thing for that, and it's a different name. I don't want to feel like looking it up right now, but it's go watch the movie, man.
For real. Hey, I respect if you're hyped about Avatar: Way of the Water, you can watch that, but watch Puss in Boots too. Or go to the movies, buy tickets for Puss in Boots, and then sneak into Avatar.
Right. And then sneak back into Puss in Boots just for the
Yes.
second watch.
Cause man,
It's that good of a movie, man. I'm just saying.
it really is.
It really is. Yeah. That's what's good in
10
the
out of 10
movie.
in my humble opinion. I have no major gripes. And the few minor gripes I did have the first time around, I rewatched a second time, and I didn't really care. They just all fizzled away because watching it again with having the mindset of watching it the first time and knowing how it would play out, it just fit together even better than the first time.
Honestly, for me, it's a 9.5 out of 10 because, like I said, the animation drop is still
No, that's
visually
valid.
unappealing to
Yeah.
me, and I'd like it to either stay 24 or on 2s. I wouldn't like it how it just decides to just drop so low, so randomly, but I get why they do that, but to me, it's just not visually appealing, so it's going to be a 9.5 out of me for me.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the verdict. Go watch the movie.
Yep.
Do whatever you need to do to watch the movie besides pirate it, and go watch the movie.
Please do.